Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat and NBA content. My name is Amir. I got Martel and Trent back on the show. You can find Martel at the Miami Heat Zone podcast, and you can find Trent at the Miami Heat Network. So make sure to go to their channels and subscribe. So, boys, I haven't made a video yet about the Miami Heat's end-of-season interviews, and it wasn't that exciting. There wasn't a lot of crazy information, but Bam had some interesting things to say. Tyler Hero had some interesting things to say. Spo and a few other players. So I do want to unpack some of the things that were said and get your guys' opinions. But first of all, let's start off with, I guess, the negative in a sense. 3 players decided not to do this interview. It wasn't mandatory, so it was optional. But anyway, Duncan, Wiggins, and Terry Rozier all declined. And I understand why Terry did it. Like, he had a shitty season, right? But what are your thoughts on Wiggins and Duncan not interviewing?
No, listen, Amir, when it comes to this NBA stuff, you're telling me that those 3 guys, arguably, I don't know roughly what their salary is, but you could say all 3 of those guys are looking at $20 million per. That's $60 million
More.
on the books.
30 from Wiggins, 25 and 20. So
okay, so whatever that math
75
is,
million.
Okay, then those 3 individuals, you don't get to duck media. You don't. I'm sorry. Listen, let's start off with Duncan. We made Duncan. For you to come out here now, listen, if he's dealing with the back, I don't know. But guess what? When you're out there, you're out there. You got to hoop. There is no excuse for how poor Duncan Robinson has been, not only this season. It is inexcusable. Same thing with Terry Rozier. I don't know if he's been running around with the corn stars, Selena Powell, Bella Danger. I don't know what it is. The feds is watching them. All of that is allegedly YouTube. But that is inexcusable. Same thing with Wiggins. Wiggins is supposed to be a champion. I understand he's dealing with the hamstring, but you can't get past Max Strus. You can't get past Ty Jerome. He had them looking like DPOY candidates out there. And once again, I understand, he was pissed about being traded, plus his kid's been born. But guess what? There is no excuse on the basketball court when you're getting paid millions of dollars to put a ball in a hoop. And you're telling me that you have hardworking people working overtime, triple time, 80 hours a week, all types of craziness. There is no excuse for them to duck media. There's way too much wasted money on the books, and something needs to change.
What do you think, Trent? What are your thoughts on them not like?
Honestly, it's funny to me because those are the 3 players I want off my team, and so the fact that those 3 players didn't show up is hilarious because I think majority of the Miami Heat players are kind of over Terry Rozier, over Duncan, and over Wiggins. So it's hilarious that they didn't show up. But the thing is, right? Terry knows he's kind of stuck on this team for another year, kind of Duncan too, and so is Wiggins. Unless we trade him or something like that, but it's going to be so hard to trade Terry Rozier. He has no value. I probably have more value than him at this point. We probably have to attach a first-round pick, and that's necessarily where we always mess up at because we giving up draft capital to get rid of contracts, which is dumb because right now we're in a position we need all the draft capital to land these star guys that we keep potentially talking about this offseason. So I thought it was interesting, man, right? And then I know you didn't bring it up, Amir, but Tyler spoke about some stuff too, and I feel like this is another conversation that we got to have, his contract extension. He says, listen, if you don't pay me in October, that's fine. Just know that you got to pay me a little bit more. So, his contract might be at $50+ million. Are you willing to pay that for a player that can't perform in the postseason who had 2 good games in the last
2 to 3?
Yeah.
You want to know why? Listen. He better shut his mouth when it comes to that extension. You know why? Because he thinks because he had 1 good season, he's supposed to do that. Because he's going to say, oh, I was an all-star and, oh, I was healthy. You're supposed to be healthy. All that other stuff when you're playing 40 games, that's inexcusable. So guess what? I'm not giving him no extension because listen, if you do it again, then I'm going to give it to you. But he's not getting an extension from me. He's going to have to prove it to me 1 more time.
I don't necessarily disagree. I just think this front office has a certain attachment to Tyler that it doesn't matter what he does. Like they'll call him out and then they'll still pay the kid. So it's just like, they know they messed up with the Jimmy situation. Deep down they know. And I feel like they don't want to mess up with the Tyler situation. So I think they're gonna pay him whatever he wants because they look at it as like, listen, if we don't have Tyler, then we're absolutely screwed, which I think is the opposite. I feel like if we put Tyler on the trade block and see what we can get and get ready for 2026, then we can get all these picks and see all these people are yelling outside for absolutely no reason. Like they're right in front of their face and they're yelling. You see what I mean? This oh my goodness, bro. My fault. But yeah, I think the best idea for the Miami Heat to do is just gather these picks up, to be honest with you. Let's get a bunch of first round picks. Let's look like OKC and just start throwing them. Let's get a dart and just start throwing these picks to get these star players because right now we're cooked.
I think Tyler's worth his current contract based on this year, based on him becoming a all-star, playing 77 games. First time in his career he's played over 67 games. So good for Tyler on that. But he doesn't show up in the playoffs. And so because of that, the playoffs tell that's when the defense is tying up. He's our best offensive player. He wants to be the number one guy. They're going to scheme around you. No shit. They do that to Cade Cunningham. They do that to Luka, Wiggins, Jason Tatum, whoever, but those guys still perform. They don't get 4 points in a closeout game, lose by 55 in a playoff game at home. That's inexcusable. His regular season contributions, you have 2 years left on your existing contract, his extension that he got 2 seasons ago, right? Next year he's making 31. The next year after that, 33. I'm cool with that. I'm sure you guys are cool with him making that. But to your point, if he gets that extension this summer, which I don't think he will get it, next season, he said it will be more expensive, meaning he'll get 4 years versus 3 years at $50 million per. So it's either $150 million on top of his 2 years that we owe him, which are 64, or it's going to be 4 years and $200 million. He's not worth that much. To your point, Trent, the Miami Heat might have to pay them because if we don't have enough assets to get a superstar potentially on this team. And so Mickey wants to be competitive enough. We don't tank to get butts in the seat. We're still selling out. And he doesn't care for a playing team. As long as we can make it to the playoffs and he can sell out every regular season game, you need a Tyler Hero and a Bam Adebayo to do that. If we don't have him, then we have nobody. So I think that's part of it. But I agree with you. I think we should trade him.
Listen, Mickey's so cheap. He couldn't even freaking put shirts down on the seats, bro. Listen,
Exactly.
They're so cheap. They're so, bro, like, listen, you could say Tyler, bro, keep it a buck with you guys. Tyler and Bam next year, if they say they run it back, bro, I think there's going to be teams that are only going to continue to keep improving. Remember, the season before this, Detroit was bad. Detroit was a playoff team. So you're telling me, bro, these other teams are just going to continue to get better. You realize that?
Bulls.
We're going to continue.
The Bulls are going to get better
teams
too,
are going to
right?
continue to get better. And what that means is if we're always a playing team around the 9-10, there's a good chance that if we don't get better and these other teams are getting better, they can overlap us. Right? Like, so it's like, they need to understand that, bro. Like, I understand they're like, listen, we just want to get to the playoffs and get embarrassed by 30, by 55, by 50 plus points. How's that fun? Some fans are gonna give up. The truth, they're gonna give up. Like, why are we going to a game so I can watch my team lose by 55 points? Like, realistically, bro, that's not even fun. I wasted $600, $800 to watch my team lose by 55 points, and my best player put up 3 points or 4 points, whatever. Think about that.
That's because they didn't stand on their nuts, Trent. You had Tyler Hero running his mouth about Garland. Bro, those guys cooked him, bro. He was terrible defensively. He can't come to, I'm telling you guys, he can't come to me about no extension. Listen, he was an all-star, won the 3-point, had a good regular season. That's fine. But at the end of the day, they didn't stand on their nuts. In the last game, they quit. You had Bam and Adebayo talking to D-Wade on FaceTime talking about they want the smoke. No, y'all don't. Bam was a shell of himself. Bam should have took it to Mobley now. I don't care if we lose. But
Man,
I am
listen.
not seeing and it's not about like a number one option or any of that foolishness. I don't see no hoops.
I'm tired of Bam, to be honest with you. I don't know
I don't
about
see
you
no
guys.
hoops.
I'm tired of Bam. Like there's people in Heat Nation that actually defend Bam a lot. And listen, I get it. He could be a favorite player, but there's nothing to defend. He regressed this year. He literally regressed offensively this year. He'll never be that guy to score 25 points. People live on too much of this defense. Listen, defense is cool and all, but bro, we're in the NBA where freaking people are scoring 50 points on you like it's nothing, bro.
No. But the only thing, though, Trent, the only reason why we give him that leeway is because of the we've had terrible roster construction these past few years. We've had
Yeah,
no
but
point of attack defenders. Think about that, Trent. We have not had not one point of attack defender in 5 years outside of Drew Smith and Davion Mitchell, and that's a disgrace.
yeah, but
I do
look,
agree with you though, because guess what? That last year, when Bam's extension hits in, that last year is $59 million.
no, it's insane. But my thing is too, right? But I think it's a lack of aggressiveness, right? And you can't.
One hundred percent.
That's the thing. That's the thing, though, right? You can't blame that on nobody but Bam Adebayo. So it's like, bro, people are like, oh, he's just lack of aggressiveness. Well, he's been lack of aggressiveness for like the last 2 seasons, to be honest, because we talked about this last year a little
Longer
bit.
than that.
Yeah, we've been
Mhm.
talking about this for a while now, bro. So like, if we're gonna continue to keep saying the same thing, maybe that's just who Bam is, bro. If a
It's
dude
not.
continues to
Yeah,
keep doing the same thing, Amir, that's who he is.
I get it, but I don't think it's a lack of aggressiveness because the times when he's aggressive, he's still the same. He doesn't. We've talked about this too in a past episode. He doesn't have the bag. He doesn't take advantage of mismatches when he gets guys who are wing players like a Max Strus in the playoffs or a DeAndre Hunter type guy. Those guys are 6'7" and he's 6'9", 250 pounds. He doesn't have the post up moves like a traditional center. Like he's not a center, but still, he doesn't have those moves. Like he doesn't have that hook shot with his left hand or his right hand. He doesn't have anything besides kind of that mid-range shot. Yes, he developed his three-point shot and he'll hopefully get better, but he doesn't have enough of a bag. He regressed, to your point. His dribbling wasn't as good. He used to be able to take it to the rack, take the big man off the dribble when centers were guarding him. I just don't think he's talented enough. Like he's kind of hit his ceiling. Like if he's a 20-point game scorer, that's totally fine. And we could defend him as our third option. He can maybe be a second option on a winning team. That just means you need to have a really good number one, like an Anthony Edwards, Luka type guy who's young in their prime. And that third option can be like a Tyler Hero. We just need like an Ant, right? But I mean, he doesn't have the bag. That's part of it. I don't care about the aggressiveness because, yeah, sometimes he is aggressive and he still doesn't perform.
Listen. I've witnessed Rudy Gobert drop 20 and 20 in the playoffs. Literally witnessed. He literally won a game for the Minnesota Timberwolves in the playoffs
Too, right? That was fuck the Lakers.
Listen, I witnessed him do that. Rudy Gobert has no type of bag. He's like one of the worst centers in the league. But you know what? He still won them a game. That's what I need Bam to be doing, bro. Like, it's really just that simple, bro. Like, yes, we put so much pressure on you because you're getting paid money. That's what happens. But talking about Anthony Edwards, bro, to be honest with you, I would trade Tyler. I would trade Bam. I would trade everybody on my team for Anthony Edwards. I love Anthony Edwards. He is so damn good. Like, I don't think he is so talented. I personally think he's going to be the face of the league. Bro, this is the difference between Ant and Tyler. Anthony Edwards was 0 for 11 at the three-point line. He still had a double-double, and he was so impactful because there was 3 bodies being thrown at Anthony Edwards, but guess what? He knew how to break out of that and find his teammates open to hit open shots, and that's how they beat the Lakers. Even with Anthony Edwards having a bad game. You see what happens with Tyler? If he's not scoring, he's out of the game. Like, that's the thing. He needs to score to be impactful. That's why he needs it. Like, it's not going to go nowhere. If your scoring is just the only thing that's going to be impactful to help us win, he'll never be as elite as he wants to be. You got to do other things to be a great basketball player, all-around basketball player. That's why Ian, Tatum, they're all elite. Tyler would never be at this point until
that man Tatum is fraudulent. That man.
Yeah,
Tatum
but listen, if we had Tatum on our team right now, he would be a number one option.
No, but guess what? I've never seen that man stand on his nuts. He needed a super team. He could miss the playoffs and show up in the finals, and guess what? They're gonna be able to get there easily. Because everyone in that starting lineup can score 20 points at any given time.
Well, you got to realize though, before all that though, he never missed the playoffs, even without the super team.
That wouldn't miss the playoffs either though. Like when you have Kyrie Irving on your team, like I said, if you give Jason Tatum that Miami Heat roster that Jimmy Butler had, they are not going nowhere. And we've had that debate before.
No, but listen, we don't care about Jimmy. We're talking about this. This is a Tyler Bam roster. If you give me Tatum and replace Tyler, Tatum and Bam gave the Cavaliers a run for them.
Like I said,
Tatum's a bucket. I hate that guy, but he's still a bucket.
Listen, I've seen him get carried these last few seasons. I'm not saying he's not good. All I'm saying, I've seen him get carried by Jrue Holiday, Derek White, Porzingis, and the list goes on.
Yeah,
that's how you win. That's how you win championships, though, to a certain degree. Like,
listen. But it's different when all the pressure on you, though.
Yeah, but listen, right? The Celtics, this is their last chance to win the championship. We need to start taking their role players, right? Because they said their team's getting broken up this offseason. I would take they're not going to get rid of Peyton Pritchard, but I'll take a Luke Cornett. I think Luke Cornett would be a great backup center for this Miami Heat team. I'll take it, Al Horford. Give me Celtics role players to the
He's
Miami
too old.
Heat.
Fuck
I
that.
don't care if he's too old. He's better than anybody on our roster. You go on that bench unit, Al Horford's better than every single buddy on that bench unit. Wrong, right or wrong? But he's better than everybody on that bench unit right now.
Yeah, for 10 minutes a game, he's gonna be 37. He's old as shit.
Hell no, bro. He's a start, bro. He starts sometimes, right? And he can literally space the floor out, play really good defense, bro. Have you watched Al Horford, bro?
Of
Come
course.
on, man. He's
Dude,
okay.
guys,
So
9 points a game. Come on, bro.
yeah, because of the roster that he's on, though. So if he was on a team like Miami, his points will obviously go up.
He's 38. How much more can he really do? Come on, he's regressing.
Give me 12 points a game. What do you mean, bro?
Jovic gave us almost 12 points a game off the bench
Who?
this year. Jovic.
Bro, Jovic is a bum, bro.
You
Jovic-
know, bro, Jovic don't stand on his nuts at all. When he goes overseas, but once again, that's kind of like the Miami Heat's fault. They don't really use him the right way. Spoby Tripper, don't be giving him consistent minutes and all that foolishness. But yeah, Jovic, he a little soft for me, bro.
Hey, but
Jovic
he's
is
been
a
hurt.
bum.
Hey, in his postseason interview though, he did say like, I haven't had a real full summer
That's his
to-
fault.
to practice, but he got hurt. I mean, he broke his foot. Like,
It's his fault. Why you getting hurt every year? That you realize, Amir, you play basketball. I play basketball. You realize if you're getting hurt, it's because of how you're treating your body, correct? It's not because, oh, I'm just getting hurt. Now there's unlucky injuries that happen, that occurs. But bro, his injuries, bro, like he doesn't take care of his body. That's why Zion's always hurt, because he doesn't take care of his body. If you don't take care of your body as a professional basketball player that has you play basketball every day of your life, you're gonna get hurt. Jovic does not take care of his body, bro. That's on Jovic. The unlucky injuries, I get it. But bro, Jovic just doesn't take care of his body. Simple as that. And talking about Jaime, I don't know what the hell he's eating. I don't know what's wrong with him. But how is he getting 4 stomach bugs in a year? Like realistically, bro. I haven't even got, like, how does that happen?
I don't know, but I did still like Jaime's. I like Jaime's interview. And hey, Trent, remember when you and I had an episode? We talked about Jaime and his slump, and we thought, like, what are the reasons? Was it the injury? Was it the limitation in his role, like coming off the bench, the lack of minutes? What did I tell you? I said 75% of basketball is mentality and psychological shit. And he said, mentally, he wasn't in it. Like he had lacked the confidence, and he's humble. He seems like a good dude. I'm hoping he can turn it around. We'll see. Like he was in the gym, he was working hard, he was shooting threes, he was working on his defense. It didn't translate. Shit happens. He said he's going to be doing that again this summer. So, I mean, I liked what he said. What do you guys think about that? Like, at least he was being humble and honest. Like, I'm rooting for Jaime. We'll see. If he sucks next year, get him out of here. But also, if we can get him for a reasonable trade package, obviously get him out of here. But what are your thoughts on Jaime and what he said?
Man.
Bro, they need to just hoop, bro. Like I said, listen, like at the end of the day, man, when you're getting paid millions of dollars, I got very, very low tolerance for that nonsense. Like I said, all of them, if they're gonna stay, when y'all gonna hoop, bro? Like when are y'all gonna hoop? Like I said, Jovic's been a project, and I understand, but bro, if he ain't hitting now, how long we gonna wait? Because that's the thing. How long are we gonna wait? Bam's gonna be 30 soon. How long are we gonna wait for this roster to work out?
Never gonna.
We're not gonna wait. We're not
You
going
know
to
what
wait.
I'm
And they're all role
saying?
players.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
we have too many
how
high
long we gonna sit
expectations.
here and wait? Huh?
We were not going to wait. We can't wait.
But that's the problem. Because then Jaime wants to say, "Oh, I'm gonna come back, bro. You're an old rookie. Are y'all gonna hoop or not?"
Yeah,
That's it.
I'm tired of Jaime. I'm tired of Jovic. I'm tired of freaking Spo
Yeah,
not
Duncan
playing.
Robinson. You got Wiggins pouting because he got traded. All this is foolishness. Wiggins isn't getting cooked enough.
Bro, restart this whole team, bro. Restart the whole team. Restart
trade
the whole
Bam
team.
and Tyler.
Bro, listen, honestly, bro, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's go in a full rebuild mode, bro. Because, like, you realize there's 2 things in the NBA that you need to do. It's either you go in a full rebuild or you going all in. I hate the in-between teams. I literally hate that. I think that's the worst idea ever. Listen, I'm just an analyst, but I hate the in-between teams that just want to get into the playoffs and just that's enough for them. I hate those 2 in-between stuff. In-between stuff is dumb to me. Like, the Chicago Bulls are dumb to me. They're in between. Atlanta's in between. Like, those are all the in-between teams. Like, you can look at the Pistons like, oh, they got a bright future ahead of them. You look at the Miami Heat, they have no future ahead of these dudes.
Hey, the Bulls aren't in between anymore. They got rid of DeMar and Levine. Now, technically, they have to get rid of Vucevic as the last piece, but they were an in-between team, not anymore.
They were, exactly. They were. But guess what? They have a lot. They have a core that they're building in Josh Giddey and Kobe White that literally play amazing basketball.
So
They've
they're
been
rebuilding now. They
Yeah,
got rid of
well,
Zach LaVine.
I was wrong. They finally decided to go with a direction. The Bulls did. So the Miami Heat are not choosing no direction. And I brought this up last year. Like I was like, can we choose a direction? Like, why are we not choosing a direction?
We still haven't, because if we're building around Bam and Tyler and hoping that we can get a Jaw, a Zion, a KD, a whoever, then we don't have a real direction, because we don't know if that can happen. If that's our direction and we don't get another star, then we're running it back with all these guys until Terry comes off the books and Duncan comes off the books, and then we'll have some flexibility to add some different role players. But then you're adding role players from free agency, like you're not making any significant trades, so you're still running it back and hoping that Khalil explodes in year 2 or 3 and somehow becomes an all-star by year 3. That's our only hope, right?
Yeah, man. Let me ask you a question, though, right? Why are Miami Heat fans so picky? When I bring up KD, they're like, no, let's not trade for Kevin Durant. Bro, listen, I get the age part and I get the contract, whatever, cool. But just a year before this, bro, everybody wanted Kevin Durant. Now this year, they're like, no, we don't want Kevin Durant. You realize Kevin Durant's still a top 5 scorer in this league, right? You realize Kevin Durant is literally, he might not carry us to the championship, but if we have a right core around him, bro, we could definitely compete in this Eastern Conference, bro, right?
With Bam and Tyler, we can compete. We just need
no,
to get
we
other
can't.
right pieces.
Are you crazy? No, we can't. You think Tyler and Bam, we can compete in the Eastern Conference? Are you crazy?
It depends on what we give up, though. If we have KD instead of freaking Terry Rozier, who didn't play a single minute in the playoffs, and Andrew Wiggins, who scored 10 points per game, KD will score 30 points in each game, as he does in the playoffs. Like, that's going to impact this team a lot better. Like, obviously, we have to add other pieces, and you're right. It's not just adding him. No, we need to get, like, which I don't know how we can even do it, but we need to get point of attack defenders, more wing players also. So you're right. I don't think it's going to make us a contender, but it'll make us better. I mean, yeah, you're right. But still, I think it will definitely make us compete better. That's not a bad 3. Like, if Tyler's your number 2, Bam's your number 3, it's better than what we have, but it's not going to win a championship unless we somehow get like a Mikal Bridges type guy in there, or an OG Anunoby or Malik Beasley or someone like that, that can be that 4th or 5th option.
But Mayor, you got to think about it though. The Celtics are breaking up next year, bro. So like
salary,
too
much.
They can't afford it. They can't afford it. It's done. They're
$1 million on the books, bro.
Yeah, they're cooked. They're breaking up next year. Their team's different. So now it's just like we could compete in this Eastern Conference, bro. The 76ers suck. The Knicks suck. Like, bro, these teams suck, bro. Like, we could be better.
About to trade Giannis.
Yeah, the Bucks suck, bro. Like, the teams there are like the Pacers and the Pistons and stuff like that. Like, I'm not saying the Celtics are going to be bad. They're still going to be good with Tatum and Brown, but they're not going to be as firepower like how they were now. So, like, bro, this is when I think we should take advantage of the Eastern Conference.
So, what do you recommend? What would be your ideal offseason?
Bro, I think the easiest option is Kevin Durant. The easiest option is Kevin Durant. All the other options are not realistic. Giannis is not realistic. We don't have enough to offer. Trae Young ain't leaving, I don't think, in my opinion. Zion's cool, but I don't think that changes anything. I think, like, getting us Kevin Durant is more realistic because it's just, like, we don't really have to offer too much, in my opinion. I think we can offer 1 or 2 first-round picks and just kind of call it a day. Like, that's what I think, personally, in my opinion.
How far do you think we go? Let's say we trade 2 first-round picks, Jaime, who's like making $8 million, Terry for filler, $25 million, Duncan, and even Jovic. Fuck it, I don't know. Maybe we don't have to throw in that much. Let's just say Jaime, Duncan, and Wiggins, or whatever, or Terry, Wiggins, and Jaime, and 2 picks. How far do we go?
I wouldn't even give up, bro. I wouldn't even give up 2 picks for KD, like, in my humble opinion. Like I said, the Phoenix Suns, they can go to hell. They're running around, we need the same package that we got for him. No. Are you guys crazy talking about three first-round picks and 2 young players?
Hell no.
Like I said, they can go to hell. You're going to get 1 first-round pick, and you're going to get Wiggins and Jaime and Terry, and call it a day, whether you like it or not. Because guess what? Every other NBA superstar gets to go where they want. Whenever it comes to Miami, it's all these stipulations, and we got to jump through hoops, and we got to bend over backwards, and we got to play ping pong and Tetris just to even be in the conversation. It's every single superstar gets to go where they want, bro. And whenever it's the Miami Heat's turn, oh no, y'all don't have enough. They always say we don't have enough, and it's a lie, bro. Did you guys hear De'Aaron Fox? De'Aaron Fox said, I wanted to go to the San Antonio Spurs. I don't care about the Sacramento Kings. And listen, he said, I'm not in charge of building their team. He's right. He didn't even have to give up Castle. They got to keep Castle.
Yep.
If
Well,
that was us, oh no, bro, they would have fucking armbarred, bro. They would have armbarred us until we gave him up.
well, listen though. I think we're missing a key point though, Martel. Bro, look who they're dealing with though, right? Like back at like it's Pat Riley, right? I don't think he necessarily has the best relationships with certain owners though, right? Like
I wouldn't even say it's that, bro. It's jealousy, envy, and hatred of not only the owners, but it's the NBA. Like I said, Damian Lillard got a letter saying that he can't say the Miami Heat only. And you had De'Aaron Fox come out and say, I want to go to the San Antonio Spurs only. He said there was no list of teams. That's called jealousy, envy, and hatred.
I mean, I don't disagree, bro. I think I made a video on this too. I think that we have to give up the whole yard for people, and other teams don't. I don't disagree, but I just think Pat Riley like plays a factor, bro. Like he probably doesn't have the best relationships with certain people.
No, he does. I mean, he do play a factor. I listen, once I saw that letter from the NBA, I knew it was rigged, bro. And guess what? God don't sleep or slumber. It blew up in their face. Because guess what? Damian Lillard's on the books next season for $53 million of dead money.
Yep, he's done. He's not going to play probably all year next year. We'll see. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for hopping on. Make sure you guys check out Trent's channel, the Miami Heat Network, and then, of course, Martel's the Miami Heat Zone podcast. Subscribe to their channels, and we'll be back this offseason. Obviously, we'll be trying to get some more guests on the pod, and we'll be doing some more breakdowns on different trade options, different free agents, and just keeping you guys updated with any Miami Heat news during this long offseason. So thanks again, boys.